Support for this podcast comes from CLR Clear. For the annoying mess you're facing down in your home, you can fight the clean fight with CLR Clear. Battle against calcium buildup. Go toe-to-toe with toilet scum. Duke it out with disposal rot. The entire line of powerful formulas works hard to vanquish dirt, grime, and deposits all around your home. So KO the crud. Fight the clean fight with CLR Clear. Visit CLRbrands.com to learn more.
Mattress Warehouse knows that buying a mattress can be tough. With so many choices, where do you start? Introducing BedMatch, a patented diagnostic system that determines your pressure points and recommends the mattresses that are best for your individual sleep needs. And it's found only at Mattress Warehouse. Come try BedMatch at a Mattress Warehouse near you. Visit sleephappens.com for locations and get free next day delivery on select purchases.
Mattress Warehouse, sleephappens.com.
Summer is finally here, and it's time to get out and enjoy the water, hike, bike, run, and to be back with friends. But life with the hassles of contacts and glasses slows you down. The Eye Center is giving you a summer of freedom thanks to Eye LASIK with Eye Design 2.0 from Dr. Boutros. LASIK at the Eye Center is even more affordable with huge savings and 0% financing. Join the thousands of people with clear vision thanks to Dr. Boutros, one of the top surgeons in Virginia with 5 locations. Schedule your free LASIK consultation at theeyecenter.com today.
The Armstrong and Getty Show.
We've been playing lots of ZZ Top as Dusty Hill, the bass player from ZZ Top, died yesterday. He was in his 70s, so it's not crazy unexpected. But yeah, so playing a lot of ZZ Top. Marshall Phillips joins us, who used to be our music guy. Before we get into even who you are, did you ever meet any of the ZZ Toppers?
I did indeed.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, Billy, I think I met him. You got
the Reverend Billy F. Gibbons, the lead guitar player?
Yes. You got to fear the beard.
Yes, exactly.
Fear the beards.
Marshall Phillips did our news for, how many years did you do our news?
It was a grand total of 14 years.
Really?
Yes, I know.
Wow.
I know.
God, time goes by.
I thought about that, The other thing, too, because I have been retired now for a while, and it has certainly not been boring, but one thing I keep wondering when I wake up is, what day is it?
Is that something that happens in retirement? My kids are that way. Being out of school, they have no idea if it's a Monday or a Saturday.
Right, exactly. So I have to mentally make a cue. Okay, what date? Let's look at the day. All right, we know what day it is.
So did you retire December 19?
Yeah.
So had you done the news about a virus in China at that point on our show?
Yeah, we did mention it, and I think I had mentioned that I heard on the BBC. I was following it because I, would wake up really early in the morning, and I would be, hearing the BBC. They were talking about, there's 19 cases of this mysterious virus, and then the next day there's 29 cases. The next day there's 400 cases.
So you retired, and then 3 months later, the whole world shuts down.
Yes. Yes.
That had to put a damper on some of your plans for your first year of retirement.
My first year of retirement was pretty much spent at home. I think I called one time and was telling you how I was building this whole tribute to Chardonnay bottles. I had a pyramid. I had a Chardonnay bottle pyramid out in front of my house.
Well, you were in the age group that where it's pretty deadly for.
Oh yeah,
and there was no vaccine at the time,
right.
So heck yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, and the good thing was I did use the time. I have moved twice in the last year and a half.
Oh really?
No, twice. No, once, twice.
Okay.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out because I've been bouncing around from a lot of places, but I used the time to actually clear out the rest of the stuff from my mom's home. She had passed away a few years before, so I got all of that out of the house, and then got it rehabbed and everything else, and then put it up for sale. While all this was still going on, no vaccine, COVID restrictions, masks everywhere. And it was pretty challenging, but it did give me something to do. I wasn't just sitting at home going, okay, now what?
Yeah, and, luckily it's the age of the internet and everything like that, so you can be in contact with people or follow the news or whatever.
Sure.
It's not like it would have been 30 years ago or whatever. So just what's your overall take of this? I mean, in terms of interesting things that have happened on planet Earth, even for a guy of your worldly nature, it has to stand out as a pretty big one.
I was not around for the Spanish flu. So this is the first pandemic I have ever, lived through. Knock on wood, lived through.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I got to tell you.
You're vaccinated at this point, I assume.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, 5 times. I went in, I used another name and got more. No, but I do have to tell you, I know everybody wants to get back to normal, and I really appreciate that. But when all of a sudden, they said, all right, take your mask off and have a good time, I'm kind of going, okay, but let's be careful. And now we've got this, what do they call it? The Delta,
yeah.
The Delta, variety.
Well, I can imagine it does look differently if you're a susceptible age group where, this could really make you sick. Mm-hmm. And if you're under 60, really, it's not that deadly. And certainly if you're under 40, it's very unlikely it would kill you. But,
right.
You probably feel the same way my parents did. My parents took it very seriously.
Oh, yeah. No, there's no doubt about it. And as soon as I could get vaccinated, I did. I'm really glad I did because, that's one less thing you have to worry about. You still have to be cautious, but you're not like, my God, now what? Because now when you're in retirement, when I don't have a job to come to every day, every little thing becomes a huge epic with me.
I've noticed that with retired people.
I am on the phone daily to my friends scattered about the country, going ranting and raving about any number of things.
Uh-huh.
And now they're kind of expecting it. If I don't call at least every couple of days, then they call me. Just afraid I may have exploded.
So I was going to ask you about you and your friends and your set. So you're an old hippie who hung around with hippies back in the day.
Yeah.
And a lot of your older liberals that I follow are kind of looking at some of their fellow younger liberals and saying, what is going on with you people? And I wonder if you've noticed any of that among your crowd.
Amongst my crowd, I will tell you something. A lot of my crowd, the people that I've known since I was 13, and we all went through many things together, are much more liberal than I am.
So they're joining in with more of the younger woke crowd?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, very much so. Very much so. And, we have spirited discussions about, we don't get too heavy into politics, but mostly policy.
I just think it's interesting that the crowd that was always so suspicious of the FBI and the CIA and government in general, a lot of those people now, that they're all hail the FBI and CIA are masters who will keep us safe. And it's like, where did that come from?
I do have a couple of friends that have surprised me over the years, and I will look at them and pictures of them and announce that you're looking very prosperous because I've noticed that their waist size has expanded amazingly.
Oh yeah,
yeah, yes, and they're looking very prosperous these days.
In general, what has surprised you about retirement? Because I remember asking my dad. I like to ask retired people this question because I hope to be retired someday, years from now. But what surprised you? What didn't surprise you about retirement?
Well, what surprised me, or what I have a realization about, is make sure when you retire you got some kind of hobby, something else to do.
Yeah.
Because after my second move, now there have been a few days where I'm going, okay, now what? But fortunately, things keep coming up that I have to deal with. So I haven't, like I say, I haven't been bored, but I can see a time down the line, if I don't get bitty and start, salsa dancing or something again.
Yeah.
You really are sort of faced with, okay, now what?
Yeah, I know my dad's younger brother, I remember him asking, he said, what are you going to do when you retire? You don't golf, you don't fish.
Right.
I mean, because like Joe's a golfer. That's how he pictures retirement, is playing golf. I get it. Or I know fishermen who can't wait to the idea that they're going to be able to fish every single day.
Right.
But if you don't have one of those things, I don't, you do have to do something. And most people, their whole lives of working, can't wait till the day when they don't have to work anymore. But There's a lot of time in a day after day after day. You got to do something with it.
Oh, yeah. The other thing, too, is a lot of my really close friends do not live anywhere near me.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, it's like, hey, how you doing on the phone?
How about the sense of who you are? Have you had any problem with that? Because so many people, I think particularly men, define themselves by their job. And when you don't have that, have you had any problem with who am I?
No.
What am I?
No, that I haven't had any problem with.
I'm a Chardonnay drinker.
Well, now I got a bulletin for you. I have given up the grape.
All booze or just wine?
I have given up the grape. I'll put it that way. Okay. No, just because, how do I put it? After I built the temple to Chardonnay for that year and a half, I just thought, dude, let's try something else.
As a hobby?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Did you feel that it was starting to play too much of a role in your life?
Yeah, the thing. Oh, I'll tell you this: the one thing you got to be careful of when you are a retired gentleman, if you don't have immediate family around to occupy you, boredom is your worst enemy. Just okay, like we were saying. All right, it's 2 p.m. Again, it's the now what do I do question. So you got to try and figure out some other ways, new ways to occupy yourself.
You for people who don't know, Marshall Phillips, who did the news for us for many, many years and retired a couple of years ago, and never married, no children.
Right.
So
I still a couple lady friends around.
Awesome.
Oh, yes.
Michael's got a question.
Yes. Yeah, you still playing the lottery, Marshall?
Yes, I am.
Scratchers. So you still have that hobby.
Oh, yes. And I will tell you this without bragging too much. I don't know if I mentioned on the day of your wedding, Michael.
Yeah.
I had purchased a scratcher. And after your wedding, I came home and I scratched it. I won $675.
Fantastic. The lucky day that was Michael's wedding day.
Yes,
I don't remember seeing that money.
Well, I told you I waited till after the ceremony to do that.
I got another question from Marshall Phillips, a legendary news person. I mean, we haven't even mentioned that, legendary broadcaster at some of the biggest stations in the history of radio over the years.
Support for this podcast comes from CLR Clear. If stubborn shower mold has you miffed, or you're hard-pressed to get rid of hard water buildup, it's high time you kick your so-so cleaning products to the curb. It's time to fight the clean fight with the CLR Clear family of products. CLR Clear knows there's all kinds of dirty, which is why they offer products to help you take on messes all around your home. So go on and fight off that countertop crud. Square up with those carpet stains. Go crazy on your garbage disposal gunk. CLR Clear has formulas to help you get the dirty deeds done. Plus, many of their products meet the EPA's Safer Product Standard. So while tough on messes, it's still the safer choice for your family and the environment. Show dirt and grime around your home who's boss with CLR Clear and fight the clean fight. Learn more about the entire product lineup by going to clrbrands.com.
Mattress Warehouse knows that buying a mattress can be tough. With so many choices, where do you start? Introducing Bed Match, a patented diagnostic system that determines your pressure points and recommends the mattresses that are best for your individual sleep needs. And it's found only at Mattress Warehouse. Come try Bed Match at a Mattress Warehouse near you. Visit sleephappens.com for locations and get free next day delivery on select purchases.
Mattress Warehouse, sleephappens.com.
Summer is finally here, and it's time to get out and enjoy the water, hike, bike, run, and to be back with friends. But life with the hassles of contacts and glasses slows you down. The Eye Center is giving you a summer of freedom thanks to Eye LASIK with iDesign 2.0 from Dr. Boutros. LASIK at the Eye Center is even more affordable with huge savings and 0% financing. Join the thousands of people with clear vision thanks to Dr. Boutros, one of the top surgeons in Virginia with 5 locations. Schedule your free LASIK consultation at theeyecenter.com today.
So it was a week ago tonight that Joe Biden said at that CNN town hall, if you get vaccinated, you will not have to wear a mask. I repeat, if you get vaccinated, you will not have to wear a mask. He said it twice.
Yes.
And within a couple of days, the White House changed directions.
Well, you got to remember, they're following the science.
Yes.
They're following the science.
So they claim. Marshall Phillips joins us. He was our news guy for, I didn't realize it was 14 years that you did that.
14, yep.
Was that the longest radio gig you had in your entire illustrious career?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it was. I had a couple of 11-year runs, a couple of 8-year runs, and a whole lot of 6-month runs and 2-year runs. And you know how it is.
I do know how it is.
Yeah.
So without getting, Marshall was just telling me a little story off the air. Did you run the red light? Do you think you ran the red light or not?
No, I've admitted, yes, I ran the red light. I wasn't aware I'd run the red light, but they had a picture of me, you know?
Yeah.
And I just moved into this area, and every intersection has cameras.
And how big is the ticket for that?
$560.
That's a chunk of money, man.
Yes. So, no, I paid it up. That's the first moving violation I've had probably in 35, 40 years.
Well, the only reason I bring it up is you once went to jail.
Yes.
For driving tickets.
No.
But that was parking tickets. Which are not a moving violation.
No. And
you didn't pay your parking tickets in L.A. County?
It was in Fullerton, Orange County.
Okay.
And, the bottom line was, no, I paid parking tickets like crazy, but I was working nights, sleeping in the daytime, and where I lived, you had 2-hour parking in front of your house.
2 hours?
So
every 2 hours you got to move your car?
Yes, I had to wake up, move my car, go back to sleep, wake up, move my car.
Miserable. That's unrealistic way to live.
And when I moved in, when we rented this house, I moved in. I went to the police department and said, "Hey, listen, I've just moved in. Here's my lease agreement and everything. Can I get a resident sticker so to deal with the parking?" They said, "Nope, we don't offer those."
But that's crazy.
Yes, it was.
Because you have to be parked somewhere. So you're just gonna. What difference does it make whether you take up this spot for 4 straight hours,
right,
or you take up 2 different spots, 2 hours each? It doesn't make any difference in terms of the number of spots available.
And so I would still, even though I was getting up, moving the car around, I was still getting.
You would actually set your alarm.
Yes.
So this is when you're working nights. This is actually like this is when you're supposed to get your 8 to 10 hours of sleep.
Yes.
So you would set your alarm and wake up every 2 hours and go move your car. That's crazy.
Yes.
Night after night.
How often did you successfully do that?
I would get 3 tickets a week, maybe 4.
So that means that many times you woke yourself up out of a deep sleep.
Yes.
Like, did you sleep in your clothes, or would you put on some clothes and go out and move your car?
I had my satin robe on,
and so you'd have to go all the way out to your car. How far away was it? Very far?
Well, there was a front yard, a sidewalk, a lawn.
And then would you just move it like the next closest spot?
Yeah, pretty much. Just back and forth and back and forth.
Oh my God! I can't imagine waking like the third time. Not the 30th time. Like the third time, I'd say, screw it.
Right. And there was an alley behind this house, but you couldn't really park in the alley because it was one of those like single lane, one way little strips.
So moving toward, you ended up in the Hooskow. How many parking tickets had you gotten before you ended up in court?
I paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And I even went to the police department, the Fullerton Police Department, and I think I talked to the chief, but I said, here's the deal. I mean, I live here, and I've been paying tickets like mad. Could you double check to see if I have any more outstanding tickets? And they ran a computer check. Yes, you do.
God, this seems like a real spirit of the law, letter of the law thing to me, too. The spirit of the law is not to make people who live around there move their cars every 2 hours. But they stuck you with the letter of the law.
They stuck me with the letter of the law. And the bottom line is, so I paid off those. And I kept trying to pay the tickets, trying not to get tickets and pay the tickets.
Oh, jeez.
And then one evening around 6 o'clock, only till 5, though. After 5, I didn't have to move my car every 2 hours.
So just unfortunately, you had to sleep during the day.
Yes, yes. So one night around 6 o'clock, I hear a knocking on the door, and I peek out through the window, and I see 2 long-haired guys, and I thought, maybe they're my roommate's friends. They look hippie-ish. I opened the door, and the 2 guys literally burst in and demand, "Are you Marshall Phillips?" "Yes." Down on the ground.
You had to get on the ground?
Oh, yeah, on the rug.
Because of parking tickets?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm confused by this. Is this... Did they suspect you of something else?
The whole deal was some of the tickets had gone to warrant, and I hadn't apparently.
And you got to get down on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, it was unbelievable.
And we're out of time. But you spent a month in jail, right?
I did, for contempt of court.
A month? A month in jail?
Yes.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Marshall, we really want to mate with you.
Oh, a classic
Final
callback.
thoughts next.
A classic callback. I'm the host of Final Thoughts at Jack Armstrong. Let's get a final thought from Michelangelo.
Yeah, my final thought is directed at Marshall. Thank you for coming to my wedding. Even though you had a health condition, you snuck in there. We really appreciated you showing up. Loved it.
I did too. That was great times.
Let's get a final thought for guest newsman today, Marshall Phillips. How are you, Marshall?
I was amazed. I drove right here without getting lost and walked through the back door and saw familiar faces. Now, retirement is okay, but make sure you've got something else to do so you don't just sit there and go, okay, now what?
Excellent point, and probably not a good idea. And wait and to not wait until you get to retirement to decide when you want to do. Yeah, I don't have a thing. I don't fish. I don't golf. I don't know what it would be.
Start working on it now.
Yeah, I better come up with something. Building model ships in a bottle or something like that.
There you go. Sure.
Armstrong and Getty.
The rich and powerful want us to think the economy is a line on a stock market ticker. That's wrong. The economy is powered by us. It's what we create, what we buy, what we need. President Biden has proposed bold public investments in jobs and families, but more is needed. We need housing, healthcare, caregiving, action on the climate crisis, and millions of good-paying jobs. This is our moment to finally unlock prosperity for all of us. For more information, go to prosperus.org. That's prosperus.org.
The new podcast, Rush Limbaugh, the man behind the golden EIB microphone. The incredible story of the life and times of a man who changed the way we think and the way we talk. From his first job to his final broadcast, through testimonials from his peers, his protégés, his family, fans, and those who worked closest with him. And of course, Rush himself in his own words. This is the remarkable life story of a man who changed America from a perspective never heard before. Now on iHeartRadio or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
I am so excited to launch my first podcast, Luna Talks with Anna Paulina on the Gingrich 360 Network. But let me warn you, this is not a podcast for the faint of heart or easily offended. This is a podcast for those who want to learn, to engage, to be inspired, and perhaps most importantly, for those who still believe in the audacious idea known as the American dream. iHeartRadio is #1 for podcasts, but don't take our word for it. Listen to Luna Talks with Anna Paulina every Friday on iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.